Yo, what's up, squad? We back at it with another video. We got this truth is how Rock Nation got rid of Tory Lanez. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna see what it's about. Tired, Been literally walking, man. I've been doing a lot of stuff, but let's get into it. These videos ain't gonna stop coming in. We're gonna keep doing it. Keep doing it. Let's get it.
Guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Tory Lanez. Let's get right into it. The music business is one of the most sought after industries ever. So many people, especially nowadays, want to be a part of the music industry. I personally know so many people who dedicated their lives to make it big in hopes of making it big. People who would work 9 to 5 jobs just to make money for studio time. Young artists are so desperate to make it in the music industry that they become willing to do anything, even sell their souls for a shot. They give up their souls to get in the industry, only to realize that once they make it, the music industry is not at all what they expected. The grim reality is the music industry is where the devil resides. Greed, betrayal, and evil all run rampant within the music industry. Sadly, the artists that are so desperate to get in only realize once it's too late. Tory Lanez is an artist who had to learn this the hard way. See, Tory Lanez dedicated his entire life to becoming a rap superstar. It took him several years, but eventually he accomplished his dreams. On September 18, 2015, Tory Lanez signed to music producers Benny Blanco, Mad Love Records, and Interscope Records, dropping his breakout hit song, Say It. All Tory Lanez had worked hard for, he managed to accomplish, becoming a rap superstar and growing a massive fan base. What Tory didn't expect to happen was the industry turning on him and eventually getting rid of him. For the last few years, Tory Lanez's freedom was on the line after he was being accused of letting go at Megan, striking her in the foot during a heated argument leaving a Hollywood party. For quite a long time, people wondered what really happened on that night. According to Megan, Tory let go at her that night, but according to Tory, he never did such thing. He claimed that Rock Nation had contacted him, warning him not to talk about the situation or there would be consequences.
Rock Nation that says, yo, we heard you're going to make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't understand what the issue of me telling my fans, like, yo, look, it's not that serious of a deal. I went to jail for whatever. Like, I didn't get for that 2 days why that was an issue. 2 days later, TMZ report come out. All of a sudden, the affiliates of her circle start pointing like little subliminal fingers, like count your days and like.
Did Tory Lanez really do that to Meg Thee Stallion, or was there more to the story that is being hidden? Most people who heard this story weren't sure who to trust, as Megan claims to have been a victim who was injured but appeared fine days after the situation. Tory also claiming that Rock Nation was using the situation against him also seemed like a possibility. Megan herself is a part of Rock Nation's management, so it does make sense for her label to weaponize against Tory. Also, when you consider that Tory refused to sign to Rock Nation management and also chose to stay independent, you can start to see why the label would have wanted to do this. The more time that passed, the more information was becoming available about the case, even though still to this day, what really happened on that night remains a mystery. Some people believe Tory was guilty the entire time, while others felt that it was Megan's best friend Kelsey who did it to Meg after they got into an argument. I myself felt like this is what happened for many reasons. 1. Tory had no gunpowder residue on his hands when he was arrested. 2. The piece that was used against Meg appeared to be a female piece as it was purple. And 3. It was reported that Kelsey and Megan were.
I heard it was because Tory was flirting with Kylie Jenner.
I mentioned before that I genuinely
don't know. It's a
believe
lot
this
of rumors
situation
and
was fun
speculation
in order to
going
be
on
used
about
against
this.
Tory. Don't get me wrong. After hearing Tory's phone call between him and Kelsey, made me feel like Tory definitely played a role in all of it. In the audio that was released, Tory sounds guilty of something and apologetic for whatever happened that night for sure.
This is a free call from
Tory?
inmate at LAPD jail. This call is subject to recording.
Y'all got out since they think.
Huh?
Y'all got out. They think y'all good.
Megan's still in the hospital. I'm outside the hospital.
What hospital y'all at?
About it.
You said what?
I said Megan's in the hospital, so I'm outside the hospital waiting. So,
I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but bruh, I just
think is definitive proof that Tory did what Megan is accusing him of, especially when you consider the fact that A, Meg initially told the police she had stepped on glass. B, she allegedly decided to go back in the car with Tory after Tory supposedly did this to her. And C, she lied about being in a fight with Kelsey due to having a relationship with Tory. Don't get me wrong, I believe Tory most likely instigated the whole situation, but I don't think he let go at Megan. Tory, Megan, and Kelsey were all drinking, and they were all not in their right state of mind. One thing led to another, and what was supposed to be a fun night out turned into a life-changing moment. The interesting part of this was that most people who watched the trial felt that Tory was going to be found innocent. Kelsey, who was the prosecution's main witness, claimed that she didn't see Tory doing that to Meg. She turned on the prosecution and started to claim she didn't remember what happened on the stand. Even though Tory was appearing innocent, a couple months back he was found guilty of the crimes against Meg Thee Stallion. Tory's father claimed outside of the court after the verdict that Roc Nation did this to his son. He also claims that Tory's witness was tampered with after claiming to have seen his witness have a private conversation with the prosecution before the trial started.
How I'm feeling? I just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. Got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Roc Nation, including you, JC.
Tell him, King.
You rose from the gutter, but you
Tell him.
have traded and bartered the souls of...
Hey, he passionate about what he's saying. He feel like his son was done injustice. Now his son finna do 10 years, a 10-year sentence. Out of that, what, that 12 years. But I mean, hey, that's still a long ass time. That's still a long ass time away from your family, from your kids. And then you're gonna get deported back to your original country after you do that sentence. As soon as he walk out the prison gates, he already gonna have to get in another van just to get deported.
Young man,
Oh, man.
and you're still doing it. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Tom and Alex Fox with our witness. And then the man came back, and I sat in the hallway. Well, listen, I've seen so much evidence buried in this, and I know exactly what the public out here will say. Don't talk. You will say, I say this because I'm a father. You all have been bartering and trading the souls of young black and brown men in this country. And I'm calling on all the umbrellas. I'm calling on everybody in this country to begin to rise up. That's because right. Your sons have been done dirty. Amen. It's not over. God does not.
Even though in the eyes of many, the evidence didn't seem to prove Tory was guilty, the jury still voted him as guilty. For the last few months, Tory sat in a cell waiting for his sentencing day, which unfortunately for him, happened just 2 days ago. On August 7th, Tory Lane's sentencing began, ending the next day on August 8th. Meg wasn't present, but she did turn in a statement to be read out in court. She stated, for once, the defendant must be forced to face the full consequences of his heinous actions and face justice. He not only shot me, he made a mockery of my trauma. He tried to position himself as a victim and set out to destroy my character and my soul. He lied to anyone that would listen and paid bloggers to disseminate false information about the case on social media. He released music videos and songs to damage my character and continue his crusades. Meg made it clear how she felt about Tory, which is likely the reason the prosecution wanted a minimum of 13 years for Tory. As most of you might already know, Tory was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Sadly, if he doesn't get an appeal, he would be in prison for the next couple years of his life, and then it's expected he will get deported back to Canada. This sentence to me felt excessive and confirmed to me that Tory had made himself a target and he was being used to set an example. I had trouble believing that Tory was sentenced to 10 years while YNW Melly's trial ended in a mistrial, even though there was plenty of value.
But to be fair, women do play victim in court. And I'm not saying all women play victim in court. Some of these dudes do be actually doing stuff to these women, but you ain't gonna win if you going up against a woman in the court of law. They're gonna look at that woman and see that They're gonna look at that woman and see that she been vulnerably abused. Even if she is lying, if she is mistaken, it's to me it's rare. It's like out of a 7 out of 10% chance a dude will win in court going up against a woman. It don't matter to what it is. A divorce case, abuse, domestic violence, trying to see their kids or try to get custody of their kids is always gonna be in favor of a woman, and that's just the way it is.
Evidence painting Melly as guilty. The jury.
It's like that Amber Heard thing and that Johnny Depp. I don't know what to really believe, but I mean, people sitting up there saying, "Oh, she was crazy" and all that. Remind you, it's always two truths to everybody's story. Even if they is lying, there's always some truth in it. Like I'm honestly telling you, I'm not finna sit up there and make it seem like that dude Johnny Depp is just this wholesome, great person when he really ain't. Cause I promise, if your kid was in a burning fire right now, he would not jump in that burning building to try to save your kid.
Didn't label him as guilty. Initially, it was being reported by Melly's mother that 9 people had voted Melly not guilty. It turns out that this is not true, as one of the members of the jury confirmed that it was actually 11 to 1.
You already know what I said
that was
about
found for
Melly.
LANEZ. Tory's case, on the other hand, had plenty of holes in it that clearly showed something wasn't adding up. The difference is that Tory was trying to go independent and refused to re-sign a record deal after his contract ended. This is what I believe sealed his fate. Even if Tory was guilty of this, I don't think if he wasn't going against Rock Nation in the industry, he would be sentenced to 10 years. This was his punishment for trying to rebel and free himself from the contracts. Tory thought he can play the devil's game until he no longer wanted to play, but that's not how the game works. If you choose to play ball with the devil, it ends when he no longer wants to play with you. When Tory thought he was making his grand escape, he got trapped and is now losing 10 years of his life. I believe Meg's powerful team played a role in all of this. We know who runs Rock Nation. Jay-Z is one of the biggest puppets in the industry. I believe Jay-Z and his team made some calls and made sure Tory wasn't going to get out of this situation. This is what happens to those that go against the industry. Once you choose to take the oath and you're made a star, you belong to Lucifer. When you try to turn your back on the oath, the only way you can turn your back is with God. The industry would destroy your image, your popularity, and even your life. Tory made it clear he was in a spiritual battle in his music video for Most High. In the video,
you know what's crazy? It says in the Bible that the devil come to you as a person that you will want and that you will look for in everything, the beauties of life, the wonders, the no worries. But God actually let you go through struggles. He let you go through hurt. He let you go through pain. He actually make you go through tragic events so that you can get closer. I'm not trying to put the religion, but this earth is really ran by demonic people, demons, if you want to call them that. All that it really is. It's so much greed in the world. It's so much people that turn on each other for money. You got family that pimp their own kids out. You just got a lot of evil shit in this world, you know. But if you can't adapt to that, then you just lost. You just a lost soul. You gotta, even if your heart is in the right way, even if your heart is in the right place, you gotta have a cold heart sometimes. I'm just telling you, you can't trust everybody. You can't trust family a lot. And I'm not just saying this out my ass. I'm really being truthful. You can't trust family. You can't tell family everything. You can't mix business and family together. You can't. Like I'm telling y'all. Imagine you ask your girlfriend, let me check her phone. She knows the password and all that to your phone, but you don't know the password to her phone. 9 out of 10, she probably texting other dudes. She probably liking other dudes' Instagrams. And don't let nobody sit there and say, "Oh, you sound insecure. You go through your girl's phone and all that." Nah, it's not that. You just really want to see if she really.
Showed himself, putting himself in the record labels who tried to trap him. He showed himself beating the devil in a basketball game. He even states in a song that the Illuminati would have to spare him like they did Britney. Tory made it clear that he was trying to stand up against the Masonic Order, but the Masonic Order runs the industry he is a part of. This music video showed the industry that Tory was ready for war. Sadly, a war he wasn't able to win. This is what so many artists are desperate to be a part of. This is what they sell their souls for. The moment you want freedom, they lock you up and throw away the key. I want to make it clear, I am not biased towards any side. I believe both Meg and Tory are Masonic puppets. Tory pushed the agenda in his music and also shown Masonic imagery, but Tory tried to free himself, and it's the reason he is going through this. What happened to Tory is what's supposed to happen to Kanye for going on his rant last year, but it didn't, because Kanye wasn't really exposing anything. He is truly just controlled opposition. It's not worth selling your soul for temporary pleasures when you have to pay for it with your eternal life. I don't see Tory getting an appeal unless he signs a new record deal and gets back in line. It might be too late for Tory, but it's never too late for him to turn to God. Well, that's it for this.
Hey, but that's the end of the video. We out. Till next time. Got more videos I gotta upload. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all comment. I be reading the comments. We out.